Hello everyone. In this session, let us understand some more technical words related to chemistry. And specifically here, we are going to discuss some basic terms related to solutions. So we'll be discussing about the basic terms which are connected with solutions. First, let us understand what is the meaning of solution. You might have learned this earlier, isn't it? Come on, what is solution? Solution is a homogeneous mixture. Solution is a homogeneous mixture of two or more components and whose composition can be varied within certain limits. So what is solution? Solution is a homogeneous mixture. So this is one word, homogeneous. I will explain the meaning of that one separately. It is a homogeneous mixture of two or more components whose composition can be varied within certain limits. Now let's understand the meaning of the term homogeneous. As I explained in the earlier session, homogeneous always indicates uniform. Means once the solution is made, we will get a uniform mixture of two or more components. For example, if I am taking a glass of water in which I am dissolving sugar. So once I mix this sugar completely in this glass of water, I am getting sugar solution. So once this sugar solution is formed, we will be getting a homogeneous mixture of the two components, that is sugar and water. It's not that the entire sugar is concentrated in some area and the remaining part is water. If you divide the solution into three different parts, if you study the properties of these three parts, you will be getting same properties. Why? Because the sugar distributed uniformly throughout the entire solution. So in the first part, second part or third part, it will be in the same proportion, and hence the properties of that particular part of the solution will be the same as that of the other. So then only we can say that it is a homogeneous mixture. So simply homogeneous means uniform. In the definition of solution, we are saying that it can be two or more components. But in our syllabus, we have the solution which contain only two components. So that one we call it as binary solution. What is binary solution? Binary means two, isn't it? The solution which contains only two components. The solution which contains only two components, that is called as binary solution. And what are those two components? One of the component is solute, isn't it? And the second component is called as the solvent. So what is solute and what is solvent? Out of the two components, the component which is relatively present in smaller amount, out of the two components, the one which is relatively present in smaller amount, that is called as the solute, and the one which is relatively present in larger amount, that is called as the solvent. Out of the two components, the one present in larger amount is the solvent and the one present in smaller amount is the solute. Now in this particular example where I dissolved 20 grams of sugar in 1 liter water, Then what is the solute here? The solute is nothing but 20 grams of sugar, and I am dissolving that in 1 liter water. So 1 liter water will become the solvent, isn't it? In another way, to make it very simple, I can say like this. Solute is a substance. Solute is a substance that dissolves. The one that is dissolving in another, that is called as the solute. Then what will be solvent? Solvent is a substance in which dissolution takes place. Means it is allowing other substance to dissolve in it. So solute is a substance that dissolves, and solvent is a substance in which dissolution takes place. So that is about the basic meaning of solution as well as the terms solute and solvent. Now let us understand very important topic, classification of solutions. We come across these technical words almost in every chapter of physical chemistry. Classification of solutions. The first classification, it is based on physical state. It is based on the physical state of solute as well as solvent. So based on the physical state of the solute and solvent, the solutions are classified into several types. Let's see what are they. See this tabular form. Here, first focus on this solvent here, this particular part. Here, solvent can be gas, solvent can be liquid, or solvent can be solid, isn't it? Now, whenever solvent is a gas, we call these kind of solutions as gaseous solutions. So this is a very common term we'll be using regularly in chemistry. Gaseous solutions means whenever any substance is dissolved in a gas, means gas is a solvent, that is called as the gaseous solution. Then what will be the case of this one, where liquid is the solvent? Wherever liquid is the solvent, those kind of solutions we call them as the liquid solutions. And there is a separate chapter in class 12th, that is second chapter. The chapter name is solutions or liquid solutions. We come across all these three types of solutions in that particular chapter. And the third one, where the solid is a solvent, we call those solutions as solid solutions. So whenever solvent is a gas, we call them as gaseous solutions. When liquid is a gas, we call them as liquid solutions. When solvent is a solid, then we call them as solid solutions. Now let us see some examples here. Solid dissolved in gas. So example will be dust or smoke particles. Dust or smoke particles in air. That is example of solid in gas type of solution. Then liquid in gas, we can say as moisture or water vapor. Moisture or water vapor in air. See, when they use the word water vapor, it means liquid droplets of water in air. So here the solvent is in gaseous state. Gas and gas means gas in a gas. It is nothing but mixture of gases in the atmosphere. We have several gases together in the atmosphere. So mixture of gases, that is air, is an example of gas in gas type of solution. So these are the three cases where solvent is in gaseous state. And specifically here, these two categories, that is solid in gas and liquid in gas, we will not call them as a true solution. These two are not true solutions. They will come under another type of solution which we call them as colloidal solutions. Those are also solutions, but the name of the solution is different. They are called as the colloidal solutions or simply colloids. And remaining whatever we are discussing, they will come under the true solution or simply solution. Then solid in liquid. These are the very common examples in day-to-day life. Solids dissolved in liquid. So we dissolve sugar or we dissolve salt in water. That is an example of solid in liquid type of solution. Liquid in liquid. Alcohol is dissolved in water. This is the world famous combination. Alcohol is mixed with water, isn't it? Then gas in liquid. This is aerated water, means soda water, or we can say carbon dioxide is dissolved in water, oxygen is dissolved in water. Everything comes under gas in liquid type of solution. Then in solid solutions, solid dissolved in solid. Solid dissolves in solid. We already covered this one in previous video. That is nothing but alloys, isn't it? Homogeneous mixture of two or more metals. Homogeneous mixture itself says that it is nothing but a solution. And these are solid solutions in which both the solute as well as solvent both are in the solid state. Then liquid in solid, we can say it as zinc amalgam. This is again a new word. Amalgam is the word we use whenever metal is in combination with mercury. Whenever mercury is added to metal, here the solute is in liquid state. Solute is in liquid state means mercury is the solute which will be present in smaller amount and the metal will be present in larger amount, and that will be considered as the solvent. So all amalgams where metal is in contact with mercury, that is called as amalgam. That will come under liquid in solid type of solution. And a gas in solid, it is nothing but hydrogen on the surface of palladium. Palladium is a metal. So hydrogen in palladium or on the surface of palladium, that is an example of gas in solid type of solution. So this is about the classification of the various types of solutions based on the physical state of solute as well as the solvent. Now let's discuss another type of classification, that is the classification based on the nature of solvent. So how these solutions are classified based on the nature of the solvent. Let's see. Here, whenever the solvent used is water, then we call that kind of solutions as aqueous solutions. Isn't it? You know this word. When any substance is dissolved in water, when any substance is dissolved in water, then we call those kind of solutions as aqueous solutions. And whenever the solvent is any other substance other than water, whenever the solvent is any other substance other than water, then we can call them as non-aqueous solutions. So what are non-aqueous solutions? Non-aqueous solutions means these are the solutions in which water is not the solvent. We can take other solvents. What can be the other solvents? It can be ether, it can be benzene, isn't it? It can be carbon tetrachloride, it can be carbon disulfide, and so on. So whenever the solvent is water, we call them as aqueous solution. When it is any other substance other than water, we call them as non-aqueous solutions. Then another classification, it is based on the quantity of the solute present in the solution. We divide the solution into two different types: concentrated solution and dilute solution. You might have heard this word like concentrated sulfuric acid or dilute sulfuric acid, isn't it? So what is concentrated solution? In concentrated solution, the quantity of solute is relatively present in larger amount. Whenever the solute is present relatively in larger amount, then we call that one as concentrated solution. And whenever the solute is present in relatively lesser amount, then we call it as dilute solution. There is no specific amount like lesser means it should be only 5 grams or 10 grams or 20 grams. It's a relative term. We are comparing two solutions. Out of those two, which is having more solute, that is concentrated solution, and other one becomes dilute solution. For example, if I take 3 vessels containing sugar dissolved in 1 liter water. So here I took only 50 grams of sugar, here I took 100 grams of sugar, and here I took 200 grams of sugar. Now when I am comparing these two, I will take this one as solution A, this one as solution B. Out of these two, this is having more quantity of solute, and that is the reason why I call this one as concentrated solution and this one will becomes dilute solution. Suppose I compare this B with C. Now C is having more amount of solute when compared to B. So that is the reason why C will become the concentrated solution and B will become the dilute solution. Even in exams we can write concentrated as CONC and dilute as DIL, not DIL. It is dilute. So when we are comparing all the three A, B and C, this is having larger amount of solute. So this becomes the concentrated solution and this one becomes the very dilute solution, and the B becomes not that much dilute as that of A and not that much concentrated as that of C. Is it clear the difference between concentrated solution and dilute solution? And let us discuss one more last type of classification, and that is also very important. This is again almost on the same basis, based on the amount of solute present in given quantity of solution. What is the amount of solute present? Accordingly, we divide the solution into 3 different types. One, we call it as saturated solution. Second one, we call it as unsaturated solution. Third one is supersaturated solution. Let us understand these 3 terms: saturated, supersaturated, as well as unsaturated. First, saturated solution. Those solutions in which no more solute can be dissolved. Those solutions in which no more solute can be dissolved, that is called as saturated solution. It is because as per the capacity, the maximum amount of solute already dissolved in the solution. So if you add any extra amount of solute, that will remain at the bottom of the vessel or settle at the bottom of the vessel. So as per the capacity, maximum solute already dissolved in that particular solution, and that is the reason why no more solute can be dissolved. So with reference to saturated solution, we can define the remaining two solutions. One is unsaturated. Unsaturated solution means the solution which contains less amount of solute, than required for saturation. सैचुरेशन के लिए जितना चाहिए उससे भी कम रहेगा तो देन वी कॉल इट एज अनसैचुरेटेड सॉल्यूशन. So wherever when compared to saturation means maximum capacity. So when compared to the maximum capacity, the solution holds less amount of solute. That is the reason why we use the word unsaturation, means less than the maximum value. And what will be the term? What will be the meaning of supersaturated? Super means it is more than the original one or more than the maximum capacity. So the solution which contains more amount of solute, than required for saturation, that is called as supersaturated solution. So if a solution contains maximum amount of solute as per its capacity, it means no more solute can be dissolved in the solution, that is called as the saturated solution. And the solution which contains less amount of solute than the maximum capacity, that is less amount of solute than required for saturation, that is called as unsaturated solution. And the one which contains more amount of solute than required for saturation, so it contains more amount of solute than the maximum capacity, that is called as the supersaturated solution. So in 11th class itself, in a chapter called ionic equilibrium, we will be using these words saturated solution as well as supersaturated solution. That is the reason why I am explaining these terms here. So that is about some of the basic technical words we come across in this topic related to solutions. And that is the end of this session. I hope you got all the technical words related to solutions. And in the next video, let us understand some more terms related to solution, where we will be discussing about the various methods of expressing concentration of solution. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed the session. If you did not subscribe to the channel, please do subscribe and like the video. Thank you.